Welcome back. My name is MD Mahmudul Hassan, Assistant Professor at Department of Geoinformation Science and Earth Observation, Patuakhali Science and Technology University, Bangladesh. After this video, you will be able to explain the conceptual modeling of cities in aspect of urban community and climate change. Let's begin with a brief explanation. In broad terms, conceptual modeling is the process of developing a graphical representation or model from the real world. In the context of collaborative problem solving, it provides an easy understood representation of the system for the different stakeholders involved. An urban area or built-up area is a human settlement with a high population density and infrastructure of built environment. Urban areas are created through urbanization and are categorized by urban morphology as cities, towns, conurbations, or suburbs. The urban planning department manages the growth and physical form of the city. The department plays an important role in leading and guiding all functions related to land use planning and development, including developing land use plans, policies, and bylaw, and by managing the approval process for development applications. Planning to effectively meet the conditions and realities of a post-carbon, climate-responsible world will require a shift on our current understanding of what constitutes good urban design and planning. Many of the practices that we now take for granted, such as planning cities and automobile transportation and zoning for single use, will no longer be economically, environmentally, or culturally viable. To address the changes in urban design and planning, we are putting forward the following principles for resilient urban planning and design in a post-carbon, climate-responsive building environment. Number 1, development control. Number 2, providing advice and guidance on planning and development applications. Number 3, development planning. Number 4, density, diversity, and mix. Number 5, pedestrian fast. Number 6, transit supportive. Number 7, place making. Number 8, complete communities. Number 9, integrated natural system. Number 10, integrated technical and industrial system. Number 11, local sources. Number 12, engaged communities. Number 13, redundant and durable life safety and critical infrastructure system. Number 14, resilient operations. Number 15, long-range policy planning. And then number 16, preparing climate change adaptation and mitigation plans. Development control. Development control ensures that all properties are developed and used according to the city municipal plan, zoning by law, and other applicable by law and regulations. The function is integrated into cities one-stop shop for building, planning, and development service to ensure a customer-focused approach to all building, planning, and development applications. Providing advice and guidance on planning and development applications. Process development permit approvals to ensure that all development complies with the municipal plan, zoning by law, and other municipal requirements, and response to public zoning inquiries, including issuing zoning confirmation and compliance letters. Development planning. The development planning facilities are orderly use and development of property in accordance with the city approval policies, by laws, and development standards. Planning staff work with engineering and other city departments to provide a customer-focused service that takes a proactive approach to application review sound community planning, and well-constructed infrastructure. Density, diversity, and mix. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will need to embrace density, diversity, and mix of users, building type, and public space. Creating resiliency and reducing the carbon footprint of urban development require us to maximize the active use of space and land. Pedestrian first. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will prioritize walking as the preferred mode of travel and as a defining component of a healthy quality of life. Reducing car dependency is a key objective and imperative. Luckily, the alternative modes of transportation, namely walking, cycling, and transit, result in more sustainable urban environments and in an improved quality of life. Transit supportive. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will develop in a way that is transit supportive. After walking and cycling, transit is the most sustainable mode of transportation. Resilient cities will need to reorient their way of thinking by shifting from car-oriented urban patterns to transit-oriented urban patterns and developments. Placemaking. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will focus energy and resources on conserving, enhancing, and creating a strong, vibrant place, which are a significant component of the neighborhood's structure and of the community's identity. All successful cities and successful neighborhoods include vibrant places with a strong sense of identity, which are integral to community life and the public realm. Parks, plazas, country yards, civics buildings, and public streets. Complete communities. Resilient neighborhoods will provide the needs of daily life living within walking distance. That means 500-meter radius. Resilient communities will reduce their carbon footprint by ensuring people opt to walk or cycle instead of using a car. To achieve this, destination must be accessible with a pleasant walking distance. People should be able and willing to walk from home to work, to school, to shop, to recreate, and to engage the activities of their everyday life. Longer distances should be achievable through transit. Connectivity is central to making an area pedestrian-oriented. Street and pedestrian walkways must be enjoyable to walk, must link key destinations, and must operate at a fine scale. Communities must also be compact and concentrate a critical mass of people and activities to support walking and to support animated and vibrant place making. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will conserve and enhance the health of natural systems, including climate and area of environmental significance, and manage the impact of climate change. Our individual and collective health is intricately tied to the health of air, water, land, and climate. How we choose to live, how we choose to move around, how we develop land, all have an impact on the quality of air we breathe, the water we drink, and the weather we experience. Cities and neighborhoods need to develop in a way that conserves and enhances the quality of the water flow and supply. Likewise, for the quality of air and land. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will enhance the effectiveness, efficiency, and safety of their technical and industrial system and processes. including their manufacturing, transportation, communication, and construction infrastructure and system to increase their energy efficiency and reduce their environmental footprint. To health and integrity of the neighborhoods that this technical and industrial system are part of is also a priority for the resilient city. The strategic integration of industrial and technical system into mixed-use neighborhoods should be planned so as to produce not only better economic performance but also to create easily accessible and safe working environment, healthy surrounding neighborhoods, and no negative impact on the natural environment. Resilient regions, cities, and neighborhoods will grow and produce the resources they need in close proximity. The environmental cost of the movement of goods and energy increase every day, and the potential for price increases in transportation fuels as a result of peak oil increase the future cost of non-local sources. Thus, population must seek to satisfy their consumption needs from local and regional sources. The development of resilient cities and neighborhoods will require the active participation of community members at all scales, from the seemingly trivial activities of everyday life to the overtly transformational. Citizens have a role to play and a responsibility. It is only through the sum total of individual choice, of individual action, that change will come about. Residents and stakeholders must be part of playing and designing their cities and their communities. They must also be part of delivering a new vision by choosing to work, by engaging each other, by generating awareness, and by demanding higher standards. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will plan and design for redundancy and durability of their life safety and critical infrastructure system. Planning and design of this system will aim for level of redundancy and durability that are commensurate with the increasing environmental, social, and economic stresses associated with the impact of climate change and peak oil. The physical, social, and economic health of the resilient city and its citizens is directly connected to the city's availability to maintain the effective functioning of its key life safety and critical infrastructure system. The infrastructure systems such as drinking water supply, electrical power, and residential heating in winter, and key life safety systems such as police, fire, and emergency response services and their support system must be planned and designed for a level of redundancy and durability that will allow them to be durable enough to resist present and future environmental stresses, as well as to have enough redundancy built into their design to allow the system as a whole to remain sufficiently functional and enact that if one or more constituent parts of the system is compromised, the system as a whole will nevertheless remain operational and able to provide the necessary outputs or services. Resilient cities and neighborhoods will develop building types and urban forms with reduced servicing cost and reduced environmental footprints. Urban sprawl is extremely expensive to service and maintain. The amount of land, roads, pipes, and infrastructure required per capita is disproportionately large. A compact, mixed-use urban environment, by contrast, is far more efficient in its demand for municipal services and infrastructure requirements. Resilient cities will not subsidize inefficient form of development and instead prioritize city patterns and build forms that have a reduced footprint on the environment and a reduced burden on municipal resources. Long-range policy planning works to balance the environmental, social, and economic needs of the city as means to achieve the city's vision of livable, sustainable, and prosperous community. Compiling and analyzing data on population projections, neighborhood profit profiles, commercial and industrial land inventories, and other data. The division also serves as resources and assist other departments with environmental, economic, and industrial development, recreation, downtown, heritage, and sustainable transportation planning. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video.